Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We have a match against Torino today, and we do have a lot to talk about. So, promises, as you can see right here, we've completed everything as far as we know. Pierre Kalulu, and I'll get into the transfers. We do have some kind of things going on, but Pierre Kalulu has finally settled with the club. Nobody came in for him during the transfer window, and he's staying put, and he's fine, and he's dropped that promise, thankfully. So we have a couple of days left for Liao's. Whatever, he's been playing like crazy, especially with Espria out on international break. You know, what are you going to do? So Liao's in there. But schedule-wise, let's just get into this quickly. So the last time out was that fantastic 3-1 Supercopa final against Lazio, where we just crushed it. Next up, Hellas Verona in the Tim Cup third round 4-0, doing very well. Udinese 2-1 over them. Unfortunately, just could not beat Juve away from home. It was such an annoying game. But we had one in the 77th. We didn't get the complete nil in there, so I'm okay, I guess. But Hellas Verona, who were tops of the league, why are they tops of the league? We did get one over away from home 3-1. It was not, I mean, it was not a hard game at all. We didn't get anything after the 36. I'm just noticing that. Oh well. But today is Torino, and then we got a bunch of other things. I might bring the Atletico Madrid matches after, depending on how far I can get through here. So, table-wise, you can see we are third right now. Hellas Verona have dropped all the way to fourth. We are tied, 41 points, but only 1 point between these four teams. So, the next couple of months are very crucial. Now, let's get into the transfers. Jean-Claire Todibo did not come in. This was the guy that I was really hoping it was between us and Man United. And Man United are, where are they? They're fourth in the Premier League. Still, we won the Italian League last year. We won everything last year. He decided to go to Man United instead of us. We had a better package, I think, but oh well. I mean, I was annoyed. I was really annoyed. But it made me start looking at our defense. Now, here's the problem. Our defense has a good roughly four defenders there. As I get rid of everything, filter everything out. So we have, in a center back role, we have Scalvini, we have Theo, we have, where is he? We have Tomori and Kalulu. Singo can play there as well a little bit. So I was kind of thinking, I can bring someone like Eric Garcia in from Barcelona. And if I take a look at him, he looks pretty good. I mean, 15s in marking and passing, tackling of 15, technique of 14, first touch of 14. Looks really good. He would have been pricey. Would have been, at the time, I mean, it says 32 to 39, but I think it would have been more like 40 to 44 or thereabouts. So it's pretty much completely depleting all the budget I had. Now, with that, Coppola I could not bring back because it was just in his contract that you can't be terminated. But he looks fantastic. As you can see, I mean, his passing isn't great of 11. Technique of 11 isn't great. First touch of 11 isn't great. But 20 years old, heading a 14, marking a 14, tackling a 15, he's going to come into this team next season, and I think he's going to grow like crazy. Please grow like crazy. But I think he's going to do really well. I mean, he's a wonder kid considered right now, or at least he was, before this transfer window. But exciting young prospect who isn't far from first team level, so he's definitely going to be in there. So if I brought in another one, I'd have to sell off one of these. Theo, I could probably get rid of. But I mean, that was a possibility. But at the time, again, I didn't really want to spend that much money. I may come in for Garcia at the summer transfer window. We have to see. But Coppola coming back at some point, that was kind of the exciting prospect. So I did pick up two center backs, but they immediately went out on loan. Wisdom Ame, not sure. He is great on the back three areas, back four areas, whatever you want to call it. He's still too young. His scouting report, if I look at the stars, I do look at the stars, too young or too inexperienced right now to be first team. I really hesitate putting anyone under 2 stars into the first team bench. If he had to, he could have. But again, heading of 10, marking, passing of 11, tackling of 12. For 18, fantastic, but not for this team just yet. So he is back on loan with Bologna, who I purchased him for very little money. It was like 6.5 million, not too bad at all. And I really hope he can grow. I mean, his potential is through the roof, so that's looking good. Now, this is one I kind of pulled the trigger. I don't know why. His numbers don't look bad. I mean, minus the top part of his technicals. His heading of 15, marking of 13, and tackling of 14 are not bad at all. Mentals are a little, I don't know, but definitely not accelerating, definitely not pacey. But he can play center back, he can play left back. So he was going to be a backup. He went back on loan just to get him a little more experience. He's 23, so he's kind of getting up there. We'll see what actually happens with him. Right now, 6'5'9" in 14 plus 4 appearances, not fantastic. He was just one that I thought, it wasn't expensive. Let's just pick him up and see. Everyone was pissed at this guy. My fans were like, why the hell are you picking this dude up? The board was angry that I picked him up, but what can you do? So we'll see what happens. It might be just a money thing. So I picked him up for 12 million, probably a little expensive. Maybe I can get a little more for him next year, next transfer window, or at least one of the transfer windows from there on out. We'll see. We had a bunch of loans out too. Yardley was on the transfer list. I still didn't really want to get rid of him, so I sent him out on loan. I will say he wasn't getting a lot of game time. I have Diaz in there that can fill into that role. I have a fair amount of people that can fit into that role. Although, well, I don't really need a midfielder right now. But overall, he looks really good, and he's going to grow hopefully a little bit on loan at Celta. So we'll see what happens when he comes back, if he really wants to be thrown out of the club or what. But hopefully I can get some money out of him. But right now, it's a loan. What are you going to do? Terracciano also went out on loan. I wanted to keep him in the club, but he wasn't getting game time. He got like 2 matches at most, I think, if anything. So I said, you know what? Send him out on loan. That's fine. Get him to increase some game time. So he's with Freiburg in Germany. So there's one other, though, that I really want to talk about. Origi has finally left the building. Now, to be honest, he actually wasn't all that bad in the just 2 or 3 times that I actually played him. However, 70, I mean, he was on, I don't know, it was like 70 plus 80,000 a week. A little bit much for me, especially for someone who's going to be sitting on the bench. And again, I talked about him before. I love him to death. As a Liverpool fan, I love Origi to death. Should erect a statue outside of Anfield for him. But in this Milan team, he wasn't doing it for me. And I just had no real place for him, especially after bringing Asprilla in, who hasn't really been doing it either, but that's a different story. But all in all, I kind of just wanted to sell him on. So 20 million to Atalanta. I actually had a conversation with Origi before he left saying, hey, you've been a fantastic servant to the club. Come back anytime. He basically told me to f off. So said, yeah, Atalanta is definitely not an increase in my, experience. So this is actually a downgrade. Thank you very much. I never want to see your face again. But it gave me some money. It got 70 some odd thousand off the wage bill. It was a business move, if anything. So beyond that, we had a couple of loanees, like Maldini went out on loan, Lazetic went out on loan, I think. Simic, who's another backup not keeper, but center back that I don't know if he's going to do much here at this club, but he went out on loan. So we have a lot of loanees, and I'm very excited to see Coppola back next season. But right now, that is it. Torino is next. Let's get into it. So this is the lineup that we have coming out today. Here's the problem. A lot of people are heavy in match load, so that could be problematic. And as you can see, Tonali has not left the building yet. He is not going to Manchester United right now. Maybe in the summer, though, we'll see. But thankfully, he is our player for a little while longer. The lineup itself, Mane in goal, Hernandez, Tomori, Kalulu, and Singo comes in. Singo, as you can see, is losing sharpness, so he's got to play a little. But his morale is fair. He is very unhappy because I rejected a transfer away to Tottenham. And I had no desire to get rid of Singo. I mean, he's kind of one of the future stars of this club. And Tottenham, obviously, Premier League bound. I mean, you want him to go to the Premier League, but I need him here. And there's no way I'm going to let him go. He was kind of saying that the wages is why he wanted to go. And when I asked him later on, after saying, I don't really want to let you go, I asked, well, what's it going to take to keep you there? I was like, I think this meeting has run its course. I'm done now. And so he was a little pissy about it. But we'll see what happens in the next couple of months. But Pobega comes in. I'm kind of thinking, you know what? I'm going to bring Benacer back in. So Benacer and Tonali in the midfield. Leao, De Calaire, Macias over there instead of Berardi. Don't we do Berardi? You know, I'm going to do Berardi. He's light, and I think Macias just came back from a small little injury. Holtzland comes in just because Giroux is kind of on heavy as well, just to give him a little bit of rest. So that's what we have. We're going to submit this team. We're going to see how it goes against Torino today. De Ketelaere, by the way, has been storming the league. I don't know how many goals he's had in the last couple of matches. Probably just a couple. Ooh, El Shaarawy is at Torino now. But he, in the last at least two matches or the last three matches, has gotten at least two goals, and they've been fantastic goals. So he is doing really well post that contract extension, and I am super happy about that. Let's see if he can pick it up today. Holzland has picked it up as well. Unfortunately, he's still an offside master, and it's insane. The amount of times, I mean, it probably, if I go to the stats, will say, oh, he's been offsides 3 times, but the amount of times I've seen him offside is just crazy. So Leao, Tonali, all the way up to Holden, unable to pick it up though. Yep, and that is the first highlight. Benacer, Tonali, all the way up to Leao, keeps it from going out into the box. Leao, oh, that was off a defender, but if he could have snaked it around, that would have been fantastic. He's been doing some of those types of goals as well. So Leao definitely deserves to be a bit praised. Into Leao. Oh. How does Tomori lose that? And I don't know if that was offside. It looks like it might have been offside. It's going to say it's not offside at all. But what happened there? Ola Aina with a fantastic pass. You can see right up to Sanabria. Tomori has no idea what he's doing. Kalulu, no, he wasn't offside. Kalulu coming out, but what is Tomori doing? Sorry, Kalulu with a fantastic tackle. Unfortunately, goes straight to Miranchuk. I don't know. Skip. I don't want to see it again. So a corner from Tonali, boots it into the box. Oh, Tomori. That was kind of your one chance to redeem yourself. Let's hope you get another. Into Kalulu, back to Tomori, over to Theo, who's also been lights out with his new contract extension. Lay out a Holzland. Oh my freaking God. So that was off the boot of a defender, thankfully. Otherwise, you might find yourself on the bench, if not in the locker room. There we go. A nice pass up to Holzland. Is he able to do it? No, he's not. Oh my God. There's got to be a way. Is there any kind of setting to tell people to kick it and head it downward? Because every single shot is pretty much up. And I mean, I don't know what this team's doing right now. I mean, 15 and 26. 2-0 from Torino away from home. What on earth are we doing? Benacer with a corner. I can't even talk anymore because I'm starting to get pissed off. We have most of the possession, if I'm not mistaken, 61% possession. And they are getting, I mean, how many shots on target did they have? Two. 2 shots, 2 on target, and 2 goals. So I'm not saying my lineup here, I've got to bring Giroux in or something. My lineup is not fantastic, but Leao, De Ketelaere, Berardi, Benacer, Tonali, Theo, Tomori, Kalulu, I mean, Singo, okay. But most of them are first team regulars. And I mean, we just can't break down this defense somehow. De Ketelaere, fuck off. I mean, they are pressing the crap out of us right now. And this is kind of one of our issues of we're at the tail end of the season. I mean, we still have a couple months left. So there's really Benacer? Is that why my assistant coach said to put Pobega instead of you? But, we have a couple months left to right the ship. But man, we need to right it soon because people are just nipping on our heels. And what on earth? Why would you do that? So I just got rid of Holzland. He was 6'2". There was no way he was going to stay in unless he partnered. I guess I should have partnered him with Giroux. But man, this team is just awful today. I mean, even against Juve, we did better. That was just dicey right there. And for some reason, I don't know if people have noticed, that was a funky little tackle, but I don't know if people have noticed with goalkeepers, when you're down 2-1, up to Berardi, a fantastic pass. Unfortunately, they're just speed demons. Singo just not there. With goalkeepers though, 2-1, we were losing to Juve, and the tail minutes of the game, the ball would come to Magnan and he'd just sit there. And you're like, boot it the frick out, please. You can finally, I mean, you can actually get something if you boot it out, but you're going to get nothing if you keep the ball at your feet. So I was getting very unhappy with that. I mean, I'm guessing it's a game thing because it happens all the time, but it's so annoying. It's just, you put the ball down, you kick it, or find someone, kick it out. Why? You guys are stupid today. Tonali just decided to let a ball go out of bounds that his own player kicked. So I don't understand what's going on. I mean, Giroud can't impact anything just yet. I mean, it's only been 5-6 minutes, but still, it is. Let's see, how much? What are you? 60-40. So we're still crushing it. You know, I'm actually going to go attacking. So as you can see, Roma 2-0 right now over Atalanta. We are heading into the 70th minute really quickly, and we're still down. We have a ton of room that we need to make up. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing really anything out of this team. I mean, De Ketelaere have moved up top, but he is still at a 6-4. He's getting tired. So expect more, mistakes to happen. Why is he so far down? He should be up. Well, I guess he's a deep lying right now. Singo crossing into Giroud. Oh, God. So now here's the other thing. Have people noticed as they're playing? I just made a switch from Singo to Florenzi, but he's not in the game yet. Yet he's listed down here. And it seems oftentimes a lot of this stuff down here in the in the bottom side will show up before the actual switch is made. So there you go, Florenzi for Singo, but he was already there. So I don't understand what is happening really. I was really hoping that I'm really hoping that Florenzi can make some better passes. I don't know, because right now Singo wasn't doing much. And you guys really need to get the ball back. I mean, that is simple ABCs of football. Theo bringing it up. Smacks it in. Oh my God, Giroud was right there. Why couldn't he have gotten a leg on it? That makes no sense. 20 shots to their 8. Now 9? No. But man, they are just steamrolling us left and right. El Shaarawy, are you kidding me? You seriously kidding me right now? 3-0? I mean, that's the end. That we're done. That was our closest of the game. And I brought Martinazzi in. Martinazzi, probably a better way to put it, because no one else is doing anything and this game sucks. So we have 10 seconds left roughly. And that is it. That is the absolute game I have seen all season. 3-0. 3-0. And if we look at Torino, 8-2 from Savic, Milinkovic Savic. Crazy. El Shaarawy at 8-8. They thoroughly deserve to win this game. Now, it is also, they were 16th. So it's going to be starting to have that, bottom half rush to try and get away from relegation, try and move their way up the table. And that's what FM does, is they will you left and right when you're trying to top the league and you got these bottom dwellers who just have not done anything all season, and they will just bum rush you to the end of the game and you get screwed. That's what happens. So thoroughly, I'm not saying that I have no fault in this, my tactics, my choice of teams and whatever, but that was a bad game. So I will say we do have a game in hand, but right now we are 4 points behind Roma and Napoli, who both won. So, I mean, Lecce, we're going to have to, I don't know, because they're 18th right now. You would expect on paper you're going to crush the crap out of them, but I don't know, anything can happen. I forgot to tell you, if you are noticing something that I haven't told you about, Easy Champions League round of 16 is against Atletico Madrid, away from home first and then home. Thankfully, I kind of like having the second leg as the home game. Hopefully you'll do a little bit better. We'll see how we do against the really strong team. But again, there's a lot of games in here in between these two, so I may not bring you both at the same time. We'll have to see. That has a lot of games to get through for Saturday or thereabouts. I don't know. Anyway, so that does it for me, Sefian FM. As always, thank you so much for watching. I apologize for this crap show of a match, and I will talk to you later. Take it easy and enjoy.